What is up, everyone? Welcome to Mechs on Deck, first episode of the show. 2022. I almost said 2021.
What year is it?
That shit's done.
It's over with. How you doing, man?
Good. It's been weird being back in the office. Kicking off with the bot failing to ping. Did it really?
Time to ping. All right. I got it.
The bot not doing its job well. But man, no, I'm doing well. It's been weird being back at work because I feel like I haven't been in the office since the week before Christmas. So it was like December 17th was the last day I was actually like physically in the office, and then I did work from home for a couple days and stuff. But so yeah, it's been a little weird, but we're good. We're good. Bot's still drunk from New Year's. What about you? You got first day back tomorrow.
First day back tomorrow, which is why we're gonna keep this episode a little tidy. No, it's good. You know, the break it felt short, but it is what it is, right? It's just go back, and tomorrow's no kids though. It's always a nice
they ease you into it, which is nice.
Yeah, they really do. It's a lot better to just kind of get eased into. I don't know what's going on. I'm not losing my voice. It's just not there 100%. I don't know. It's weird. I feel like I'm struggling to project, which is not a problem I typically have. No, especially in person. I'm a very loud person in person. But we have some amazing sponsors and partners, and as we move into 2022, these sponsors are Omni-Type Project Keyboard, Canon Keys, and Kinetic Labs, as well as our awesome partners Zap Cables, 3D Keys, Type Beast, and Smith and Rune. We'll hear more from them later, with some cool stuff coming from a couple different of those companies. So we'll go talk about that. Let's get started. Did you get any mail? And what is on your desk?
So I'll go first. No mail today. I didn't get anything. I checked my mail last night, and I wasn't expecting anything, so no mail. But as far as what is on my desk, it hasn't. I built this on Saturday, and it hasn't left my desk. This is my Satisfaction 75 round 2 with Modern Dolch. This is the most boring way to put Modern Dolch on. But yeah, this is my Seafoam Green Satisfaction 75. This was a friends and family color. So yeah, I think it looks really, really good. I really do like the way that Modern Dolch looks on here with just the gray on gray. But yeah, this board, it feels good. It sounds good. Looks good. It's got creams, 69 gram symmetric springs. Yeah, and I very much enjoy it. The color looks really good. Also the weight. I don't know. I didn't really show it. I love the weight. Focus camera.
Focus.
What are you focusing on?
Your hat. It's your little hat logo. There you go.
There we go. Boom. It looks good. I like it. It's cute.
Hell yeah.
So yeah.
Also, sorry for anyone for the double bot ping. Meeseeks decided to wake the fuck up 5 minutes too late. More like 10 minutes too late, but whatever. My apologies for that.
It's all right. It's all right. If someone gets mad, then they can just leave.
Not get mad about a noise that goes beep.
Yeah, I mean it's whatever.
Yeah, dude, Brez bot is hammered.
What about you, Dave?
No mail. No mail. unsurprising with holiday shipping things. It's not going to be, and really get anything. I have a PCB showing up soon. And that's about it. But as for on my desk, I had my Baka 70 on until about an hour ago. We're going with the Squid 60 with that nice, that nice.
Hey, same issue.
There we go. GMK camping with Moyu Black's 69 gram symmetric springs. Come on, there. The custom splatter paint Serica. I haven't used this in a hot minute.
Yeah.
The fun squid logo on the back. So yeah, I had to like dig this out. It was deep under. So yeah, but I pulled this out. Cerakote's hot. Thank you. I just haven't used it because the Baka 60, the polycarbonate, the Baka 70 have been used so much, and then the Hive 60 I've used a bunch as well, as some boards that I built that I used for a little bit. So, but it feels right back at home. So, it's a board. So, of course, I'm gonna fucking enjoy it. But yeah, so and that's pretty much it. So today's topic: what to look forward to in the new year. And I was having the good old fashioned shower thought of, well, every year we've had something interesting to look forward to, right? With 2018 going into 2019, the hobby really took off. We saw the rise of Teha types, and that's in end of 2018 is when we started to see some nicer keyboards start popping up. Switches, Holy Pandas had just exploded at the end of 2018. Back onto the market, creams had just started up.
Inks.
And as inks came, I think, like mid 2019 or early to mid 2019. Because they happened like right after Mechs on Deck got going.
Yeah.
But Holy Pandas were exploding. Gasket mounted boards were just starting to come on into the scene. In 2019, I think saw a shit ton of growth. And then so you kind of progressing through 2019, we have the Holy Panda craze that dies down. Then we have the big linear war between creams and inks. With some scandalous Telios, which was the birth of JWK, and Duroc, and
feels like
kind of moving, right, and kind of progressing through 2019, going into 2020. It's where we start seeing, the iron boards are coming, the Bauer showing up, lots of really, really cool things are happening. And as we go into 2020, we're very excited about more, again, gasket mounted keyboards. The Switch, everyone's trying to release Switches at this point of all different varieties. People are trying to beat the Holy Panda, and people are trying to make these super tactile Switches. We go into 2020. Obviously, we hit quite a bit of a road bump in 2020. With the release of a lot of different things. The Satisfaction 75 kind of came in and like Kool-Aid manned into the wall through of like, hey, this is what a board that's not made by Keycolt or Omnitype can do, or Smith & Room, where it's like, hey, just because this board's not this super duper bespoke thing doesn't mean it can't be a solid board. And we progress through 2020 where we see lots of delays and shipping delays and all that, and into 2021 where all we wanted was, well, let's see some more in-stock stuff. Let's see some more, let's try and speed up some of these GMK group buys. That's not happening. What we hoped for in 2021 was more in-stock keycap sets. Well, we got that, and I'm happy about that. So moving through this year, we saw the rise in a lot of in-stock buys, lots of boards. It's kind of what we talked about last week, which was KBD fans was such a big part of the hobby 2-3 years ago, and now it's, if you're in America, it's almost negligible.
Yeah,
I haven't thought to even look at KBD fans in a long ass time.
Dude,
I haven't needed to.
Well, I remember on one of our first episodes, like first few episodes, we talked about there needing to be a like North American equivalent of KBD fans in the hobby in order for the hobby to really take off, and we're seeing that now, you know.
We have two big ones, that's for sure.
Yeah, Canon Keys, Novel Keys doing it big, and having like super solid products at fair prices, at approachable prices, you know.
Yeah.
Something where, like, you know, you look at like a Bakaneko, yes, it's still more expensive than, like, you know, a Corsair or Ducky board, right? Like the Ducky just released the 1.3 Mini, which is their newest revision of it. Like, it's still cheaper than, you know, like a Bakaneko or an NK65, but you know, it's approachable. You know, if you're young, or even if you're just getting into the hobby and you're like, these are lots of money, and you know, maybe you don't have a ton of money to spend, or maybe you don't want spend a lot of money in the hobby. Having those entry points at that lower price level and still getting a solid product, and having it be, you know, readily available, and not having to wait, what was it, fucking 2.5, 3 weeks, sometimes over a month for something to come from KBD fans. It's crazy. It's cool to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So lots of interesting stuff that could happen this year, and I feel like we've been on this, like, we've been trying to overcorrect the path of mechanical keyboards. 2020, we saw this huge spike, lots of group buys, and then 2021. Honestly, 2021 in keyboards kind of felt like a lull. It kind of felt like a down, and I think that's because what we're trying to do is we're trying to find level, which is, you know, while we did get some cool stuff with the NK65 and the NK TKL that came out, we're seeing all of the Brutal series keyboards that are amazing, and the Bakaneko, now the Bakaneko series, which we'll talk about here in a few. So it's cool to see that we're kind of headed in the right direction. And it, you know, while 2021 was great for a lot of reasons, I think overall, compared to the previous 3 years, it was not as smooth as it could have been. I didn't see much growth. I saw a lot of like prep for 2022, where we do see a lot of in stock items, because that's where the hobby needs to move to become successful, I think. You know, being able to sell Bakanekos, being able to sell Brutal series lines boards is going to help Canon Keys move through. Being able to sell NK65s and the TKL. Why am I going? Is it NK84? Is that was just, or NK87?
NK87.
87. I always confuse 84 and 87 because that's what the TX boards used to be called, the one keyless and one key. But you know, seeing those are boards that are going to help really promote getting into the hobby and being able to point to, hey, this is what you should get. You know, I've been asked multiple times by a handful of different people going, hey, would you recommend the Bakaneko 60? I'm like, fuck yeah, I would. Like, it's super inexpensive and you can get almost everything for $200, maybe $250. If you have $250, like, boom, you have an amazing board. So lots of stuff that I think that's what I wanted to see moving forward. That's what I'm excited about, is more in-stock items, being able to tell people. Switches, like, we have so many goddamn switches. Switches are great. I have like 12 that I would recommend to people. When people say, what switches do you recommend? I'm like, man, I don't know at this point.
I mean, it's like,
which is a great thing.
Yeah, it's like a blessing in a way of, like, our hobby used to be saturated with options that were all fairly similar, and a lot of them were, you know, different versions. I mean, they still are different versions of the same thing, in a way, but they were, you know, kind of meh versions of a lot of things. You know, you had your traditional red, you know, red, yellow, black, brown, from like 4 different companies, and then now, we've obviously seen the growth, and there's so many different options. But I think, you're 100% right. Having these in stock boards, it's great to see that we're going into 2022 with having more and more options, especially in different layouts, and they're all at that approachable price point, because that's where you really can get someone into the hobby. For the longest time, it was hard to get into the hobby at an approachable price point and get something that you can have within the next like couple weeks.
Yeah.
It's not. I know for a lot of people, it seems like, oh, group buys, they take forever. They suck. It's awful that a key set takes a year and a half. But like, at least you can still get stuff now. Like, you used to not be able to get stuff, and the stuff that you could get was kind of meh. Like, there was good things, but a lot of it was kind of meh.
Yeah, I agree. And on top of that, what I want to see, and what I think is the ideal situation for this hobby, you almost need the people that are only dipping their toes in. You need the shallow end of the pool, right?
Yeah.
You need the people that are just buying the Bakanekos and being like, this is great. This is fine. I might get a key set, maybe a key set every 6 months, right? If something new comes out and I like it, I might get that, sell the old one, right? The hobby will sustain itself with people who are living in the shallow end. Because from up until now, it really feels like you kind of had to dive in with limited options. And while it's important to have, if we're equating the hobby to a pool, it's important to have people in the deep end, because that's where innovation comes in. That's where pushing the hobby forward in terms of keeping things new and fresh. That's where you're going to see streamers be able to grow. That's where you're going to be able to see vendors be able to grow. But you need the people that are going, man, I like mechanical keyboards. I think I might just, I don't know, pick this up and be happy with it. Like, at the end of the day, 99% of humans are not going to be like, I need more than one keyboard. No, they're going to buy one keyboard and be fine. I'm genuinely curious because, we recently hit 1 million people on our mechanical keyboards. I'm genuinely curious on how many people of those just have the one, or it's like, I'd be happy with an NK87 and then I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, it's like when you and I got into computer gaming, it's like we had our mechanical keyboard and that was it. Like, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was like
and we were
I had my
happy
Ducky,
with it.
you had your Razor, and we were good to go.
It was good. It was like, cool. I'm good. It's my keyboard. Like, this is just what I'm going to use. So I think I'm very curious to know how many people are like that. If you're in chat and this is kind of what you are, and if this is like, I enjoy, our viewers are probably a little bit more leaning towards the deep end of the pool. That's totally, Eric and I've talked about this a lot, where it's like while we try and be as beginner friendly as we can, we're talking about things that are going to be more for the people that are in the hobby, that are in the deep end of the pool. So it's curious to me that, of how many people are like really, really deep into the hobby, and how many I'm sure that number is, I'm sure that the Venn diagram of people that own just one keyboard and people that watch keyboard streams, that's probably a pretty spread out Venn diagram. I feel like a lot of people who just want the experience of, I built my keyboard and I move on. Like you and I built our computers, right? I can't remember the last time I watched a Bitwit video or a Linus Tech Tips video. Yes, we built it. Yes, we did that. I don't really care about tech stuff until I need to.
Yeah, for sure. Although I did watch the year review Bitwit.
Okay.
I watched more of his like personal, like,
yeah,
like more of that stuff. But yeah, no, totally. It is the thing. And yeah, having people on the shallow end, or like, I think if you want to equate it in a different way of like a house, like that's building a great foundation for not only the user, but the community as a whole, when you're getting people in at a better point, at the best point possible. Like, I got in on a fucking Tada 68, right? Like, that keyboard, it was fine at the time. It sucks now comparatively to what you can get now for the same price or even less, right? Like,
Yeah.
it was a plastic case, aluminum plate, metal, or in a PCB, no switches and no keycaps, or well, it did come with keycaps, but it was like
Not great keycaps.
yeah, $120. Like, you can get stuff better than that. You might spend a little bit more, but it's going to be miles better.
Yeah. 20% more for 150% increase in value.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But like, it is cool to see that. And man, also Conan, Happy New Year to you as well. Hope you're enjoying your first couple days of 2022. I would be interested to know with Mech Market how many people. The other thing would be how many do you have a group buy? Or have you joined a group buy for a board or a keycap set? Would also be a good question too, because like how many people are just kind of watching and waiting? Maybe they're waiting for something specific, or maybe they're like, I'm good with what I got. I'm just chilling, just vibing out.
I want to say a quick funny story. So the other day I was at Micro Center picking up something for some sim racing and a shifter for those who are interested. And yeah, if you guys missed last week, Eric and I have gotten really into simulation racing video games. But I'm excited to start zooming with my boys. There you go. Also got DSAD in today. There you go. So I was perusing, trying to find the stuff, and I was like, I'm here. I'm pretty sure the stuff's that way, but I'm just gonna take a quick pit stop, if you will, down the keyboard aisle. It was fucking weird seeing holy pandas on the shelves. I don't know when you went,
dude. When I was there,
really weird. I was like,
what was I there?
What? There's like Kales switches. There's I'm sitting there like, this is like, and there's someone right down there that he was like trying to figure out which keyboard to buy. I had to hold myself from being like, don't buy these.
I was there when they had like an event, the glorious event.
Yeah.
And there was like, it was just really weird. I very much had because at the event they were like, I like walked up and I was trying stuff, and it was the first time I'd ever seen and tried a GMMK Pro in person, because they had a couple there that were built up in different ways. And it was funny. I had the full Ron Swanson moment where he's at Home Depot and the guy walks up to him and is like, "Hi, how may I help you?" And he's just like, "I know more than you."
More than you.
I like had very much one of those moments where a guy's like trying to talk to me. Yeah. And I'm just like, he's like, "Yeah, these are the legendary Holy Panda." And I'm like, one of my best friends made this switch. Like, it's pretty funny, but it is very weird. It's shocking to see.
It's very jarring to be like, oh, you can just buy like I can just run to if I'm like, fuck, I'm out of glorious pandas. Let me just buzz down to the store real quick and grab them. Dude. Like that's damn right. So it was cool to see, but I think with 2022, it's actually funny. I talked to Quakums about this, where I'm not per se like, oh, I'm done with the hobby by any means, but I definitely, I was talking to Quakums about this in depth about, well, because he kind of asked, he's like, well, do you like keyboards more or do you like streaming more? And I was like, well, I think I kind of like streaming more. Like I'm definitely, I'm not out of the hobby because I own fucking double digits in keyboards. I can't say that I'm out of the hobby when I own that many keyboards, and I'm, genuinely excited about a few upcoming keyboards. And I enjoy what's the goings on of the community and then the hobby. But I've definitely kind of taken a passenger seat I feel like with the amount of stuff that's out, you know, it's like you do like honestly you do get a little jaded after a while of like when a lot of things come out, and we're very fortunate to be able to try a lot of really cool stuff, and on top of that we're very fortunate that we get to own a lot of cool things, that some of the things that do come out are just not as exciting anymore. And maybe that's just oversaturation of gasket mounted keyboards and the ability to try lots and lots of different things and kind of knowing what you like. And, you know, someone recently asked me, what's your favorite what's your ideal keyboard? Like, what's your, like, if you could dream up any keyboard, what would you get? And I was like, I already own that. Like, I made it. Like, it's the Baka 70, the Baka 60 and the Baka 70. It's my ideal layout in a way that I want it to be. And so it's kind of like if I had a in-game keyboard, a Grail keyboard, it would be the Baka 70. If someone said gun to my head, you can only keep one, it would probably be the Baka 70, because to me that's the most useful keyboard that I own. It's the exact layout that I want, but I'd probably change the switches. But you know, moving forward, a lot of it's like, you know, I'm more interested to see how far can all of these vendors go, right? How big can these vendors go? I'm more excited to see how big can streamers get, how big can vendors get. Can we start seeing? You know, Davis shared with me recently. I went to go drop off her custom Baka polycarb weight, and I was talking to her about her 2022 plans, and she shared, I don't, you know, in good faith, I won't share what she said, but I'm very excited. You know, she has a lot of really good goals for this year, and I'm more excited watching kind of as a passenger in the hobby, where I'm still excited to get things. I'm still excited. You know, I want to get my hands on some of these clicky Zeal switches eventually. I want to go to meetups. I think that could be something that's also just kind of making me more jaded, is that, you know, I got to go to this meetup in 2019 and I haven't gotten to meet all these awesome people yet. But it's just one of those things that I kind of hope to improve upon in 2022, is seeing how big the hobby can get with not only the deep end of the pool, but the shallow end as well. You know, I want to see Keycolt really skyrocket as well. Just as much as I want to see Canon Keys, 3D Keys, Kinetic Labs. Now that they've got the Baka 60, I'm kind of curious, like, okay, now you've got a keyboard, like, let's see what you can do. And, you know, I'm not, that wasn't my goal of like, oh, I'm going to give you this keyboard, but it's like, now you have a keyboard. Now you can start throwing punches with the rest of them, now that you've got potentially everything, a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
You know, Canon Keys, Novel Keys, those are your one-stop shops. Everyone else, either they're missing something.
Yeah, absolutely. There's Stingray Shuffle asked in chat, what boards are y'all excited about that are coming up? Yeah. Well, I mean, like, as far as like boards that haven't released yet or been aren't in GB,
I can't talk about one of them.
The
that's about all I can say.
I'm excited for the F2. I think a lot of people are excited for the F2 from Gownworks. As well as, like, I'm still waiting for that number 3, Keycolt number 3, seeing what's happening there. You're gonna balance the balance.
It's a balance.
And then I'm excited to see what the Smith and Rune guys do this year. I know maybe they were hindered by a couple things this past year and didn't maybe get everything out the way that they, maybe not as many projects they expected or wanted to. But now going into 2022 with the 180s getting finished up, and then 165s coming up to the tail end of that, getting finished up, having new stuff out from them. And then, of course, the oh my gosh, why am I blanking on the name? Jay's magnet board.
The V something.
Whatever, I can't remember. The Lodestone.
Lodestone, not a V. Not a V at all.
Very much not a V. The Lodestone. I'm excited to see what's going on with that, and see when that happens. That's something they're those are all boards that if those three, if I could get my hands on, I would love to have. Obviously, those are some fairly deep end boards. For something maybe on the little bit shallower end, I'd love to see what happens with the Bauer Light.
The Bakaneka 65. That just got announced. Bakaneka 65. This board's pretty crazy. I assume this is 2 pieces because it'd be hard to hook in because it does have a blocker.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't looked into it as much as I should have before. Excited for that Baka 65. I will ban you. But yeah, that's just another thing to be excited about. With just more, can we get more Bakaneko stuff with this kind of printed aluminum? One piece PCB has cut out for the blocker. Interesting. That's pretty fucking sick, honestly. I'd never thought to do that, but that's again. Also, I'm like super pumped for CXA because I used it basically for 2 straight weeks and fucking love that keycap profile. So, excited to see more from that. But no, I am very excited to see. Also, by the way, did you see Jay's Instagram story? Because I 100%, he had like a at-home COVID test, but it kind of looks like a pregnancy test.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
And so when he posted a picture of it, I was like, oh shit, dude. Oh no.
Congrats.
I was like, congrats. Oh, nope.
Never mind. They do look like pregnancy tests.
Portal did that with the PCB too. I couldn't even tell you what the Portal looks like.
Dude, that's so the thing is I feel like, and I know we've had this conversation too, and I kind of echo the same sentiment that you have about like feeling you're kind of a passenger in the community somewhat now. There's just so many products. There's so many different things happening all of the time. It's hard to keep up, and it's almost like sensory overload. Yeah. And I'm like, in a sense, I'm happy. You know, we said this before. I'm happy with where I'm at. And I just, like, I want something that's going to come in and be exciting. You know, something that's going to be like, that's sick. Like, yeah. And there's been a couple boards recently that I missed out on that I really wish I would have gotten. Like the Kepler FC65 is one that I'm like, fuck, I really want that board because I think it's sick. I think it looks awesome. There's a couple other ones too, and it's just like that's what I'm looking for. It's things that I'm like really excited, or things that are done by like people that I know and I love and I enjoy that I want to support. Like for me, like that's where I'm at, is more just wanting to support friends and purchase things, whether it's keycap set or you know, a keyboard or anything I can do. You know, like last year, if Aesthetic wasn't done by Didi, it's probably not a key set I would have bought. Granted, it was a very incredible price.
Yeah, I mean, the best price you can imagine. $80, $79.99.
Dude, great price. But you know, one of the main driving points was like it was Didi. I love Didi. Great dude. Good friend of the channel, good friend personally.
The third member of Mechs on Deck.
So it's like that's the shit that makes me want to continue in this hobby, is having the ability and maintaining that ability for people that have been in this community and love the community to continue to do what they want and to grow it and do new things. Because that's like the coolest thing about this hobby, is that you can make something that you want, you know?
Exactly. Fucking looking at them.
Yeah, exactly.
2022. Maybe 2022 is the year that Mechs on Deck just becomes a conglomerate and just absorb Top Clack and absorb DD Decline and Lenlandia and just become a 8-person Twitch stream.
I wonder. I don't know if I wonder if that would be a thing on Twitch where you could merge channels together to where like you could like, you know, just add the additional followers. Like you could, that'd be funny.
Probably not, but
I
it'd
don't
be
think
dope.
that's a thing, but that'd be funny.
Be like, Mechs on DD to Clack Landia. Twitch from Amazon.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly. No, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
We were joking a couple months ago, but about how Mechs on Deck would have been a way cooler vendor name if we would have decided to be vendors back in 2018 when we talked about doing this. Like if you think about it, that was our first episode of Mechs on Deck, lined up almost perfectly with Canon Keys running their very first key set group buy.
Yep. We were the first of 4 sponsors by him.
Yeah.
It was us, Mentorly, Mr. Keebs, and Lightning. I think we're the first 4 people. Because when we talked to him, he was like, I haven't even set up sponsors yet.
Yeah.
And then like 3 months later, he hit us up. But it'd be cool. I mean, I've talked to Eric about this multiple fucking times before. I'm like, it'd be dope if we just had like 5 of us doing all things throughout the week. And he was like, that's too many Discord things.
like a TV channel almost.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always on. Hey, they say the best way to grow is just to stream.
Exactly. Y'all ready for the Baco Neko 65? I am not. I don't care. It's a 65%.
Yeah, it's not something.
I have a 60, so.
Yeah, it's not something that I would probably purchase like I did with the Baco Neko 60 just because I already have the Baco Neko. But I'm excited. I'm sure I'll probably get to try one at least. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I would assume that
I can't imagine we'll at least get to put our hands on one, but it is like I said, we're going to keep tonight a little on the shorter end. I didn't set up a guest or anything for this evening. So we're going to move to our first keyboard of the week of 2022. So we have a couple posts. I think we have 3, but if you go over to our Discord and check out KOTW, you can win your chance to be on a calendar that will not ship for another year, because the 2022 calendar is out right now. There are still a few calendars left on the website. Here is the calendar right here. Gnarly. I'll find one. Yours is, I think, November. Look at that. Gnarly Charlie. He's got at least 2. Look at that. November. Boom. Thanksgiving is on the 24th this year, for those wondering. And you could know that information too if you bought one of these calendars from 3D Keebs. They're like $15 and show us August. Oh my God, that's a nice one.
Wait, he's showing something.
Boom.
Here, let me make you big. Let's there we go.
Some more Gnarly Charlie. Cafe on in Austin.
Boom.
Month of August. Look at that. August 19th is a Friday. Who knew? I did, because I own the Mechs on Deck calendar.
Yeah, you do. And these are available at 3D Keebs. So go check them out. They're $15
while supplies last.
Yeah, there's not a ton left. So go pick one up while you can. And as you see here, 100% of the profits will be donated to Black Girls Code to close out Keebs Miss.
Black Girls Clothes. It's an important thing, all right? Black girls need clothes. It's important that we help Black Girls Code, but they also need clothes too.
So yeah, there's some fun little couple, not too many, but a couple little surprises in there. But yes, it's it's pretty inexpensive. Shout outs to Jinly Bean for hooking it up with that cover art that looks fantastic. And then everyone who participated and all the winners. believe the winter calendars are going out here pretty soon. And yeah,
We'll be going out this week. Sorry for the delay. Had a little miscommunication. That was
no, you're good. I don't think
That's good.
there wasn't any delay on their end, so they're good.
So X Deeds, it's on slow mo. Just send me the pic and I will post it for you. Just message me the picture and I will happily post it. It's on slow mode and it might just have you blocked right now for whatever reason.
Interesting. Well, while he does that, first up, we've got a very, very pretty picture and a cool board. I'm using one right now. This is the Satisfaction 75 in Pirate Black with GMK Boneyard, which I love the dice on there. That looks cool.
The dice looks great, except all these artisans just suck. Every single one of them's the worst. Like honestly, let's get the artisan maker canceled like right now. For those who don't know, I'm joking. This is all these artisans are from Archetype. So very, very awesome stuff. Yeah, I love I think the dice just pulls the whole thing. It just makes all of them. It makes this entire board. I also love. I just love like the picture in general. It's like a great photograph on top of it being a great looking keyboard. So you'll have to pick which one you like the most because that's an amazing one.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of Boneyard. That was a cool kit when they first introduced that in Carbon. But yeah, this is cool. I like how it's got a whole theme, and even the all the artisans kind of go along with it as well. So shout outs to is it Sether or Seether?
Either
Sether. Is it Seether or Sether? He's in chat.
Yeah.
But yeah. What's
next? We got the E7 V2 SE with GMK Bingsu, mod colored Bingsu, an Ambassador from CYO, and just great looking picture, great looking keyboard. I like the E7 V2 more than the V1 because the V1 had those LEDs that always was a little bit jarring, and it looks fantastic. Bingsu's like a top 10 set of all time, so just great overall.
Yeah, that's a that is a very pretty color of board too.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, I do love the little holes, the little dots for the LED rather than the what it was, the 7.5 it was for the first. Excuse me, E7. So I agree there. But this looks really fucking good. Like this looks really, really good. Man, yeah.
Yeah. Gonna be tough. Next up we have the poop.
One question.
Yes.
How are the Oil King switches? Because I want to know, because that's got the funniest name ever.
Oil Kings.
They're the new Gatoron switch, and I think they like just came out. And they're literally called the Oil King, which is awesome and hilarious. But I want to know how they are.
What's funnier than Oil King named is the next keyboard named the Poo Poo PP keyboard, Carnival Round 3, Founders Edition. It's got U4Ts in there, EPBT, Con Momo, best keyboard name ever by DD Decline. Looks great. It's a 40. I watched the stream. I was super excited to see him streaming again. I watched a good bit of that stream. Plus, it's the Poo Poo PP keyboard.
Why is it called that?
You'd have to ask him.
Why is it called the Poo Poo PP? It's a great name. I was actually talking to the couple of the guys I work with about this. I was like, oh yeah, there's a keyboard called the Poo Poo PP.
They probably just stared at you and
Yeah, they were like, "Wait, what?"
questioned while they're.
They thought that it was like it would be like a meme board where it'd like be maybe shaped like a turd or something. Like pee in the pool or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's just a normal looking keyboard. And yeah. You could say, like, you could tell your boss if you had this keyboard, you could be like, "Yeah, I brought my poo poo pee pee keyboard to work today." And they'd be like,
You got
"What?"
to. You'd be like,
So,
the fuck did you just say to me?
but this does look good. This does look really, really good. The Conmomo keycaps also look very clean as well. Next up, we've got Switch Doctors Frog TKL built with 8008 inks with 45 gram springs. These are light. GMK laser with the Alex Otos Mecha Mat. Yeah, this looks like it was a build for a client. So,
Okay. Thank God. Thank God. I would judge Switch Doctor.
Man, this
45 gram is light. 45 grams is really fucking light. I'm just saying, like
it is 45.
Like
I think
there's
that's
light, and then there's like barely tapping.
I think my Gatoron clear board was 45 gram, or not clear. Gatoron speed were 45. It was 45 and shorter actuation. Yeah, speed silvers I think is what they were.
Cherry MX Speed Silvers.
It was the Gatoron Speed Silvers, I think, because the gold was the click bar one, I think. But yeah, this looks good. It's funny because I feel like laser was such a huge piece of the community just a couple of years ago, and now I'm just like, meh.
Dude, hippos, man.
I feel like
to me, hippos are fantastic. To me, that's the only one that's the only Switch I like from Gatoron. But I think that they're fantastic. But that's just because they have the Oompa Loompa stem.
What? I was talking about laser.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Gatoron.
No, I was talking about how laser used to be huge in the community, and now it's just kind of like meh.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. Anyway, Frog TKL, solid board. I bet that board sounds really, really good. Because inks and because those light springs, if you're typing hard, it will probably sound good because you're punching the fuck out of the keyboard, but it's not going to have as loud of an upstroke. So I bet it sounds good.
Also, I'm dumb because the switches that I was talking about weren't even Gatoron. I think they were Kale.
No.
The Kale Speed Silvers.
You're right. They're 45 grams anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, we have Deeds Mode 65 in blue with black mirror, Kale Cyberpunk switches, and GMK Pulse Medolet. I feel like I've seen this color scheme before.
Right.
But beautiful keyboard. You sir love your purple and blues. That's for sure.
This is a cool, like, this picture has a little bit of aesthetic too. It's like got a very
the skull cyberpunky feel.
Well, no, just like even the way like the picture's edited and shaded, it's meant to be, it's like you can tell it's not like trying to be as natural as possible. It's got like a little bit of a filter to it. I like it. It looks good.
It's dope. And I like that you've just the touch of the switches in the background.
Mm-hmm.
They're just kind of flirting with the picture. God, I enjoy it.
So bright. I mean, I feel like I'm such a boomer now. I'm like all into less bright and more, clean, less colorful sets and stuff. But yeah. And the legends do look fantastic with the board.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are you picking?
Oh, dude, I'm going to go with the E7 V2.
E7 V2. I'm going to go with the Satisfaction 75 because I think those two pictures are fantastic. There's nothing against the Poo Poo PP Frog TKL or the Mode 65, but holy fuck, those two other ones. Fantastic. So let me get our first keyboard of the week poll going.
Ooh. Everyone needs a little poo poo pee pee though.
100%.
Oh man. Some people use lighter switches due to disabilities or injuries. Don't be hating. That's true. Very true. Very true. Also, don't forget to go buy the calendar. I know we were just talking about it, but go pick one up. There's only a couple left. It'll be your only chance to get one this year. There's like a limited amount, and they're almost gone. So get one while you still can. 3D cubes. Are we? We're ready. We got the poll going.
The poll's going. So we have some amazing sponsors and partners. Let's kick it off with OmniType. You can go to mechsondeck.omnitype.com, pick up some really cool stuff there. They've got desk mats available right now. You can go buy SA DualShot right now. It's in stock. And it's an amazing keycap set. I don't have it on my board currently. I have it on a board that's sitting in there. Fantastic, but go check that out. Use that link. It helps us with the Kickback Project keyboards. They've got lavender switches in stock, and also they have a lot of cool stuff you can pre-order. You've got Astrolight, Bingsu, Dolce Round 5, GMK Noir, GMK Sumi, GMK Stealth. All of those you can... Okay, not Stealth. Sorry, I misspoke. Stealth is in fact sold out, but the rest are... These pre-orders are up, so go check it out. If you like what you see on Bingsu right now in the picture, if you like that board and you want those keycap sets, boom, you can go pre-order it right now. Use that code that helps us continue to do what we love doing. Next up, we've got Canon Keys. Honestly, just do yourself a favor and go to this website because there's so much stuff in here. Nice PBT pillow is great. MDA Future Suzuri and in Group by the CXA Canon caps. I cannot stress enough how good they are. Canon caps Hydrangea is great. The new Corbs switches by Tiny. Nice PBT black on gray. Nice PBT British Racing green. They've got rainbow dinosaur desk mats. Just so much. Like honestly, just go. Anubis switches, fantastic. Pick up that with the 69-gram switches. Nice PBT classic beige. I could be here. We could just be sponsored by Canon Keys and me just listing off their products. Everything on there is
they're
fantastic.
Literally like KBD fans.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So go check that out. Next up, we got Kinetic Labs. Go check out. I really suggest the Hippo linear switches. They are great switches. They've also got lots of keycap sets with whale, octopus, and corn PBT keycap sets and black on white PBT keycap sets. There's lots of lube and other items that you can get going on your keyboard career. And we continue into our awesome partners. You can check out Smith & Rune. Check out smithrune.com. Stay up to date on all the news that's happening with them. Zap Cables, go to zapcables.com. You can pick up some supplies to build your own cable. Sometimes they also make cables, so go check that out. Typebeast, go to typebea.st for an amazing newsletter. And last but not least, 3D Keys, go to 3dkeys.com. Pick up a calendar as well as some other awesome items that will be coming very soon to 3D Keys. But for now, you can go grab some switches, some stabilizers. They have the GMK stabs. I just picked up the GMK or the Gazoo Boba LT switches.
Mm-hmm.
The Boba linears. Excited to build with those. So
yeah, they pretty good.
Yeah, they feel solid. I mean,
hell yeah,
it's a good linear. Congratulations, but
yeah,
there it is. So, and this week I actually don't know if I'll have something to build. I'm waiting on some mail.
Waiting on the mail. Hey, if it doesn't come in, we'll be back.
Then we'll
on
just party.
Tuesday.
We'll be back Tuesday. So,
but
other than that,
but yeah, I'm
waiting on Lang is working on a keyboard that he is customizing for me. And when I get that in, I will build it. But I can't until I get that in, and he's like putting the finishing touches on, but it's like a day-to-day thing.
Is it a board that used to be white?
It's still going to be white. It's just other aspects that are white are not white will no longer be what they used to be. He's patinaing the key colt.
Oh, I thought you were trying to keep I thought you were trying to keep it secret.
Oh, no,
I knew it was
fine.
that.
I haven't.
No.
It's at this point. I mean, I have no idea what it looks like. I don't know if he's shown anybody. I think he's shown at least a few people. But it should be heading this way.
You can always send us something.
Yeah, I when I just ping me. I'm happy to build something for you. It's more of just like, will something come in this week? Because also this weekend I'm going to be a little busy. So if I wind up not, oh well. So plus you know that 3-day work week will really kick my ass this week.
True.
So, but looks like, and then a very close 11-9, the E7 V2 with GMK Bingsu wins 11 votes to 9. So congratulations, I1A, for that. Yeah, it's. I mean, both winners. They're both fantastic keyboards.
Yeah, absolutely. Both fantastic keyboards, but shout outs to I1A for the E7 0.5 V2.
Yeet.
So yeah, it looks great.
We're going to set up a raid for Kiwi King. But yeah, I'll post you on Discord. Join our Discord. Hit subscribe for on YouTube channel. 2022 should be a fun year. Mechs on deck. Just hanging out, relaxing, enjoying some drama in the keyboard community, enjoying some new tech, new stuff. So excited to move. We're about 4 months out from our 3-year anniversary. So lots of cool stuff happening.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, we definitely appreciate each and everyone hanging out tonight. Again, if mail comes in, Chewy will be live Saturday. If not, then we'll be back a week from today, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central. So come hang out. We appreciate each and every one of you. Have a good rest of your night and enjoy Kiwi King's stream. And
if I don't stream Saturday, this is my last stream of being in my 20s.
True.
The big 0.
The big 3-0. The big 3-0.
Sayonara. Sayonara 20s. Dirty 30. Thank you guys. Let's check out some Kiwi Kang.
Bye.